Good afternoon, good afternoon, good afternoon. Big up everybody on a Sunday. Hopefully people can see me. I'm gonna wait a couple of minutes, just waiting for a couple of people to come in and also share the video around. Big up everybody on a Sunday. I hope everybody's having a good day. And yeah. Big up yourselves. Let me know if you can hear me. I'm waiting to see if my friend Mr. Fred Tate comes along so we can do USA meets UK sound system machine chattings on a Sunday today. That's what we're going to do today. As I say, we're going to try and share this around so people can see the video, and I'm hoping, as far as I can see, it's going public, so we should be cool. So we're going to wait for a couple of people to come in, and then we can have a chat on a Sunday. That's what we're going to do today. We're going to do some sound system chattings on a Sunday and make things nice. As I said, big up everybody. I hope you're having a good Sunday today, because you know what? That's what we're there to do today. We're there to smile. Big up Dog White. I see you right there. So big up yourself each and every time. As I said, we're just waiting on Mr. Fred Tate from the USA to come along. And we're going to have some sound system chattings today. So is that Mr. Dog Bite? I can see you. Can you hear me, Mr. Dog Bite? Let me know if you can hear me nice and clearly through this phone. Can you hear me at all? Let me know if you can hear my voice. Can you hear me? Though, if you can hear me, I know people can see me. Can you hear me? Let me see who's there. Okay. Okay, we're waiting for Mr. Fred Tate from the USA Mega Force Productions. Over them sides, we're just waiting for him to come along so that we can chat about all things, different things, sound system related. Let me see. Right, I'm trying to add my viewers here. Let me see who have we got here. Fred Tate, there we go. Let me in. Oh, hang on, I sent one in. Leafham as well. Sorry, Leafham, I sent you an invite. I didn't mean to. There we go. There's Mr. Fred Tate. Right, I want to bring Mr. Fred Tate on the live. Right. Okay. Let's see if we can get him on the live somehow. Right. Live options. Blah, blah, blah. Hold tight as we're trying to bring Mr. Fred Tate in on the live video. If you give me a second, I'm just trying to work that out so that we can have this split screen thing at the moment. So big up all those who are watching. Everton, Ray Francis, big up yourselves each and every time. We're going to talk about a couple of different units here today, a couple of different things today. And I'm really hoping that I can get this correct. And I want to get Mr. Fred Tate on camera with me. So, here we go. It's gone again. I was just about to add him on camera and it went. So let me see if I can do that. Dog Bite, Conroy, big up Everton. Nice to see you on a Sunday. Sound Systems chattings today. I'm wearing my QPR shirt. Feeling proud. So hold tight everybody. Mr. Fred Tate, there we are. Okay, unable to add guest. Right, why can I not add my guest? Your guest needs to download the... Right, okay Fred, can you make sure you should have... It's saying that I haven't got the... Right, hold tight. Let me see. Okay then, Fred, if you're there, can you just put a message at the bottom for me, please, so that I can see that you're there and you're here and you can hear me? Oh, I see. Okay, because for some reason at the moment I can't add you. So what we're going to do for the time being is, because we're going to get people coming along. So for the time being, we're going to keep going and we're going to do some chatting. I want you to message me as we're going, and we'll see if we can get you up on the connection as we roll. And then we can see if we can do the USA UK split screen, because looking at the clouds, it might be bad connection. It might be a bad connection. So we've got it on the WhatsApp, but we haven't got it here. So let's see what we can do anyway. Anyway, big up everybody. Nice to see you on a Sunday. We're here to talk about different things sound system related. Yeah, sound system related. We're going to talk about a couple of different units that I've got here. Mr. Fred Tate is also going to come along, hopefully, and we're going to chat about some digital units as well as analog units. So we're going to talk about all kind of things which are sound system related. Right, Fred, there we go. Let me see if I can get Fred on the video. Right, add Fred, send an invitation. Right, there we go. Fred, you should. Right, it's adding you now. I see it's trying to add you. I think it might be a bad signal, something at the moment.
Morning, good
okay, there
morning,
we go.
good morning.
Can you hear me?
I hear you clear. I switched to
Right, okay. My volume is low. Let me turn my volume up on this. I can't really hear you.
Can you hear me now?
Right, let me see if I can hear you any better. Can you
hear me
me
now?
Oh, it's very low. It's very low. I don't know. Can my people hear you? Just a second. Let me see and make sure that we can hear each other. Right.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Dogbite, you're
clear.
there. Can you, Fred? Can you say a few words to Dogbite? Let him see if he can hear you.
I can hear you real clear. I can hear you real clear. I had to go to the phone because the laptop and the iPad wouldn't do it for some reason. It kept freezing. Everything kept freezing on the iPad and the laptop.
Right. Okay. Just a second. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. If you chat, if you say a few words, say who you are, what we're going to do.
I got you.
I'm going to connect up my laptop to try and hear you through my laptop. Okay.
Got you. All right. So what's up? What's up, good people? What's going on? What's going on? This is Fred Tate. We're going to do it across the pond. We're going to talk to Father Chalk, and we're going to talk about some stuff. Just what we normally do. But for those of y'all that don't know Father Chalk is over in the UK, if I'm saying that correctly. And we turn around and we talk about pretty much different things, but the same thing. We talk about equipment. We talk about how to use it, how not to use it, what we need to do to make you sound better, and by no means necessary. No means necessary. Are we saying we're better than anybody or worse than anybody? We're just simply the things that we know, we share with you guys. So we got a lot of people out here that do the same thing just for, not to try to name everybody in the business, but you got Maurice down in Florida, Asset Sound. He shares information, and we got. I'm not even gonna go through the list of people because we got a whole bunch of people that do it, and we enjoy doing it. We don't get paid for this. We would love sponsorship, but it'll come to us when it comes to us. So until that time come, we spend our own money and we buy, different things, and we do different things. So today, if we're doing the music, let me turn the camera around. We're going to be using the WASI rack. Everybody know the WASI build, but just in case you don't know the WASI rack, this is the WASI build right here. This is what we're going to be using on the any musical thing that's being played. We're going to do the WASI build right here. So I can hear you, Father Chalk. I can hear it coming back to me now. I can hear your words come back. Can you hear me, Father Chalk?
Right, I can hear you. Let me turn down this one.
Okay.
Right, there you go. You shouldn't get no feedback.
Okay. Let me see. Test 1 2. Test. Okay. Yeah. Now, everybody that's on here, just remember that we're a lot of miles away from each other, so you're going to have a delay in the sound because he's all the way over in the UK, right? Away from each other, so you're going to have a delay in the sound because he's all the way over in the UK, right? Away from each other, so you're going to have a delay in the sound because he's all the way over in the UK, right?
Correct.
I'm hearing you twice. I'm hearing you two times.
Right, okay, let me deal with that now. Right, give me a second, Fred, and then we're still. So I'm going to do this through the phone and then plug in the headphones, and then we won't get no interference then.
So how's everybody out there this morning? How y'all morning is going? I think we're like 6 hours apart from each other. So I know here is 11, 12, something like, what is it? 11. So it's 11 over here right now.
Okay. Right, I can hear you.
Select the Black, what's going on?
Right. Go on, chat to me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Right, let me just turn you up there a little. Yeah,
I want to check.
That's wonderful.
There you go.
That's love. That's marvelous.
All right, so we're gonna jump right in this. All right, Father Chalk. What I like to see now, just for those that's just coming on, you got your American side, and then you got we're just gonna say the UK, America. All right, and we the reason why we did this is we tend to do things different, but get different results and get the sound to sound good. Now, me personally, I like what you guys got going over there with the custom processing and stuff like that there. So if you can, let's jump right into the processing and see what you got there, because you showed me 2 pieces last night, and I think that people will be interested in that.
Right, okay. Not a problem. Let's go straight into it then. And basically, the pieces that Fred, for those who can see, is talking about, basically the 2 pieces are the Clements Nano preamp, which is right here, this piece here on top, and the piece I've got my hand on, not on top but underneath, but underneath that I'll show you if you can see that as well, which is the APS EQ. Now, Fred and a lot of the gents over in the USA as well as Jamaica, they use a lot of the digital processing, as we say, you know, the speaker management and the boards. A lot of the UK people now are starting to use these as well. But there's still a lot of us over here, especially in the root stub side of music, but there's still a lot of us over here who love the analog side of things.
Yes, sir.
Where you don't just punch in a number and leave it, basically. You know, you have your options of changing a frequency, of cutting a frequency, of delaying a frequency, blah, blah, blah. So fiddle and twist, as I call it, basically. So, and depending on your boxes and depending on your EQs and everything, you can tune as you go and retune and restyle as you go. Unlike a speaker management, which, although, and I'm going to say this, nothing wrong with them, because I've heard some excellent speaker managements which have seemed to hit everything on point. But for me, I like to fiddle and play as the night is there, you know. So I don't like to just leave it as it is, you know what I mean? I like to tweak and twist and blah, blah, blah.
And then what you got there, what you're saying is that basically a lot of guys do it, but see, they get lost in the digital world, because the digital, when you start turning stuff, it might not work for the next song. But what you're doing is that as each song go, something get taken away, something get added on to make the song
Yeah.
even better. And that's basically what you're saying.
Correct. It's not just about the volume, because I learned this a lot through playing vinyl music. Now, you being a man, you've been in the sound game a long time, so you know that with vinyl music, certain pressings is better than others,
Right?
And certain records are some are vocally cleaner than others, and different pressings, different ways. So the thing with a preamp for me from years ago was to try and balance out the music as you went. So therefore, that's why you always had the selector, and then you had the operator, and you had the MC, the three together. So the operator he wouldn't be worried about what tune was coming up next. He would be there making sure that everything was on point. And then he would be there like cutting a frequency and getting the crowd ready for the frequency to come back, and them kind of stuff.
So now let's do this. All right. One thing I learned about my crowd and your crowd is we could talk all day long, but some of them don't even know what we're talking about. So it's better to show them rather than to tell them. So if you can play music, so find two songs. Find one that's kind of not the greatest song in the world, then find one that's the greatest song in the world, and then play it, and then show them in action, live, real time, how that system works.
I shall do that. I've got a little something hooked up at the moment. I'll just see. Let me see. It's not hooked up to nothing fancy, but it is hooked up. So let's just push a button. Now, I'm going to give them a basic look. What we have here, and you'll be able to hear it roughly. And it has echo, send and return. Give you a rough idea. Top, mid, upper bass, kick, and sub. Simple, everything effective. Simple unit. Simple little unit. Lovely little thing. It's very versatile. You can run this two-way, three-way, four-way. It has separate outputs. It has your echo chamber, like we used to have the big ones. Now this is a nano one. It has delay unit on it with a noise effects chamber on it. Microphone, which with the microphone you can have an echo chamber on your microphone as well. It's a little unit basically. Me, what it is very analog, and exactly how I like to run my music. And I know there's quite a few mans out there who like to run their music in that same sort of fashion. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's old school. It's old school, but trust me, it for those who know and those who practice it sounds very clean. Once you get it correct, it sounds very clean and very nice. And the best thing about it is very effective. So when you take away a frequency, that frequency is known, and people are waiting for it to come back. You know what I mean? And it gives you. It's like, I suppose in a way it's like a DJ mixing a record, really. You know, but this is your tune. this is what you are doing your things with, you know.
So I know you're not paying attention to the screen. So Owen asked you how much a unit like that costs.
Right. The company who made this up just now, but I've been told that there are a couple of the roots and dub builders who build preamps and noise effects chambers who are building a couple of these, and I've been told they're about 500 to 600 UK pounds, roughly.
Okay.
For the.
It's not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah, you need preamps and thing. You know, there's a couple of builders who are doing them at the moment. I've got to find out all the proper details yet of the other builders, and once I know, I will let you know. But there's a couple of builders who are, and for me, really, I mean, look at that. It's it's my hand size.
That's small. Yeah,
one.
Compact. I like that.
It's seriously compact, and you can use it at home, or it's good enough to take out and use it outdoors in a big people in it. How many people out there, and use that to run your system with.
Okay.
Easily. I'm going to be doing that at my next dance. I'm taking it out for the first time.
Now that time that time that you was out with Topper, that right there was impressive. The time that you was one of the carnivals, I think it was, and y'all had
yes,
and that was impressive. That was very impressive. Like even through the phone, you can hear it.
What that was, because Leafman at the time, he was using a desk. You saw we had the desk there, and desk was, I can't remember which make, but it's a good desk. It wasn't digital. It had a few bits on it. It's a good desk, and we just ran that straight, and it was just signal to boxes and signal to amps. It was very, very straightforward, but it was so effective. And this was the next thing. This is the next thing. What I find, Fred, is I find some of the guys who have sound system go through so much before they actually hit the point. And to me, a lot of that stuff is unnecessary. And Leafman proved that in 20. All right, he had a lot of boxes, but I went back. I walked back halfway down that park, and the park is huge. And I must have gone back a good 50, 60 meters, if not more. And I could feel that bass heavy.
When we listen to it, and anybody that wants to know what video we're talking about is on my page. It should be like maybe the second or third thing down. And that system was playing hard. It was playing hard.
It was, and the tops boxes just made it sound so clean, because them PCs was on point.
But see, most people won't even believe that those were QSEs. They wouldn't believe it.
No, they are one of my favorite boxes of all time. I loved them from the time they first built them, and on that day they was on point. They was 100%. But the beeline on that was, and we wasn't even troubling. I know you watched the video, and you must have seen the point that I said to Leafman, look how much headroom we got. We had a ton of headroom on that system that day, and then the guy come and told us, no, you can't play it that loud. You're gonna have to turn it down. So we didn't even push it.
Yo, we had Carnival. We had Carnival. That's the time to turn everything up and party. And you know, it's like that everywhere we go right now. It's like, you know, people don't want us to play no more.
This is it. You know, the powers that be pulling the strings, but you know, you have to try and work around it or work with it. You know, if you try and dig under it, they'll catch you these days. So it's just not worth it. You know.
Yeah, I was trying to get my piece back on. I got it on now. I was trying to get it connected. I got it.
Right.
So now,
I want you to tell me a bit about the some of the digital things that you're using. I saw that desk that you've got at the moment. That you've been using.
Let me spin it around. Let me spin it around here. So what we did was, like I said, this is the WotC build. and it's not finished yet. It's a rough. It's in the rough right now because I'm working on everything. But I came online and I came across this piece, and it didn't say PV on it. It was a no name. It was a no
Right.
name. So at that particular point in time, I'm like, oh, that's a nice desk. Now, mind you, I've had the Midas, I've had the Behringer, I've had the Yamaha. I had some pretty good expensive desks. And
Okay.
all right, so like say for example, this is my New York rack. All right. And I had the Behringer in here, but I just sold it. So now I got the Yamaha rack mount in here. But
Right.
what I miss is that I'm an old dude. I don't like to fumble around and have to find screens and stuff like that. This is a touch screen. I can move it around, everything like that. The Behringer didn't do that.
Right.
So I need something that I can touch the screen and I can move, and then you ain't got to put your glasses on to turn around and do things. So then I went after this right here, and I found out that it was a PV. So a friend of mine, Corey Baby DST, let me hold his and let me try it out. I liked it, so I went and brought one. So now the screen is touch screen, so I can turn around and I can do things within the touch screen.
Yeah.
Then there's the iPad you can hook up to it. See, this is just the iPad. So you can turn around and hook the iPad up and you walk away from the system and you can control the system walking away from it. All right. So if I
What
go back here, just give you
range you get from that then if you walked away from it, sort of
right.
thing? Because I don't put Tings, you know.
Well, see, because depends on what we're doing. Like I might be doing a live sound gig, so
Yeah.
I have to walk away to do monitors or something like that. So in the old days, we had to run back and forth to the desk. Now we don't
Yeah.
have to do that no more. We can take the iPad and do what we need to do. But just for funs and giggles, I turn around. I say, all right, let me turn around and let me get this and that. I had the Midas, and the Midas was good, but it wasn't touchscreen. You can see the
Gotcha.
screen, but you can't touch the screen. With this right here, I can touch the screen and I can go to the EQ, and that's just something I threw in there, right? And if I need to go back home, I just push select and it take me back home. I can go to any screen I want to. Down here. I go down here and it takes me to the screen. If you can see that, I'm gonna see if you can see the faders are motorized, which is big. This is a big deal right
Right.
here.
They
And
move automatically. Yeah.
yeah, so
Gotcha.
that's big. Now let me play something, just because people used to hearing sounds. And let's see.
Yeah.
Now this is the aux sub, so then I can turn the subs up. Oh,
Yeah. That sounds not really reproducing here. Oh, right. Okay.
so what we do different is uh, everybody does it their way. But
Yeah.
I use the aux sub because now what that does is that separates the subs from the rest of the system. So if I
Yeah.
take and I turn this down and I
Okay.
just turn around and turn this up, you're only going to get the top end.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when I'm
And
ready,
what would normally take your sub up to? What hertz would you cut that to go to
it
top end?
depends. It depends on what speaker I'm using. Let me turn you back around. Let me turn around. So it depends on what speaker I'm using. Like, cause everybody, if they don't know, every speaker has a place where it plays the best.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. Yeah.
when you buy a speaker out the box, amplifier, or whatever, it tell you from point A to point B. So it might say, let's say, throwing numbers, it might say 30K to
Mm,
120. But you'll have some people turn around and say, well, I want to hear that deep, deep bass. So then they'll let's go here. Where do I want to go? And I can touch the screen on here, but let me go here. Let's go to sub here. So now, I got to turn around. So now here, this right here is saying 36 to 203. All
gotcha.
right, and that's just what's playing in the house is my mid range. I'm using it for subs because I don't have no subs in here, so I'm just using my mid range for subs. So I lowered it because if I had the subs in here and played it this frequency the same way, it would put some high end in the box. So like if I had my subs in here, I would do 30 to 80, and
Right.
that's it. But because this is
Right.
a low mid, I can take this up. The box is designed to do uh 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 low mid,
Right.
but it can do some
Right.
subs. So I got it just so I can have some body while I'm playing my tops.
Gotcha.
So what I try to get people to understand is this. This right here, this curve right here, and this curve right here is your stop points. All right.
Yeah.
See, in analog, you can't see this, but digital, you can put your eyes on it and you can say, okay, I can see what's going on. So with that being said, let's say you turn around. When you're turning your knob, you're actually moving this. You're moving your points. All right. Now on your EQ, you're just focusing on certain things. So let's say if I turn around, now I can't do this with one hand. Let me see if I can move it just to show you. Of course, it ain't gonna do it with my hand. It won't do it with my hand. So see these numbers right here?
Gotcha.
They're color coded and everything like that. If I take one of them, those are individual parametric EQs. So the things that you're turning on your box, that's what these are. All these dots that you see, I'm gonna get you as close as I can to it. Those are parametric EQs. So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You got 8 of them in this one. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, it's actually 9. I'm looking through the phone, but I can look at the computer. It's actually 9 parametric EQs. So the same thing you're doing, I can do. So now I'm gonna try to use my other hand, and I'm gonna show you something. Let's say we go here to number 5, right? And we pull number 5 up. All right. So now you see how wide that is?
Yeah.
I can thin that Q, or I can make it wider, or I can make it thinner where it focuses in only on that. And if you look, you see the numbers, it's telling you what it does. So I can't thin the Q with my hand because I need the phone to focus on what y'all doing. And then that's the next thing I'm gonna do. That's why I was trying to use the iPad, so I could have spun the iPad around, but it wouldn't connect to what we were doing. So I said, let me use the phone. But each one of these would do the same exact thing. So I could take this and I can make it thinner where it only does 1K, or I can spread it out where it can do 500 to 20K, and I can spread it as far as the whole thing if I want to. You know, so it all depends on what I'm doing. So I can take this and I can move it to the left.
Bandwidth. Yeah.
Wait, say that again.
You can widen or thin your bandwidth. That's what that is.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Well, they call it the Q on here. That's why I'm saying it the way they say it in here. It's the bandwidth. You're right at what you're saying, but I'm just so both of us is right. But on here, if you look, they call it the Q. So that's why I'm saying the Q. At the very top, it says the Q. So, matter of fact, I forgot. You know what? Let me see. I'm in 5. Am I moving? All right. So if I turn around and do this, why won't let me touch? Now, see, this is a touch screen. It won't let me touch the screen.
Big up, Sleepy. Good to see you on a Sunday.
It's saying don't play the music. That's what it's saying. But for the most part, that's what this is. So the piece that you have, our crossovers do that. Our crossover, every crossover is different. So let me see. I opened a couple of crossovers. Let me see if I can. All right. So this is the Yamaha. All right. Right. And I don't know if it's going to show me what I see everything because it's not actually open. Let me see if it'll do it. Oh, wow. There you go. So here's your EQ. Let's go see if it do it. EQ's on. This is the G EQ right here. That's to turn it on. Why is it not doing what I want it to do? This is the compressor. It won't see. I don't think it's going to open up because I'm sitting here and I'm on. It's not online, so it's not letting me do anything I want to do. I wanted to. Let me see if I can open it. There you go. Okay.
I understand.
So this is the EQ.
All right. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, that's the EQ right there. So that opened that up right there. And that's how many EQs it got. See, this is more than 30 band. And it just goes and goes. Now this is designed for sound.
Here's a question for you.
Yes, sir.
Because me being from the old school and everything, but is it these days that when man builds sound, because I've noticed in America, not so much over here, but in America, I've noticed that, and a few sounds in Jamaica, that when they build their sounds and everything, they get technician and blah 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 to come and tune it and set it for them, and do a lot of the sound men study a lot of the digital side of things these days from your point of view? Because for me, I mean, obviously I grew up in a different age when it was going. I mean, these days when you're building sound, if you're young and you're growing up in the digital age.
Right.
So
well, to answer your question is this, and then this is everybody know about me is that I keep it 100. So what seems to have happened is that there's been a separation where before, back in the day, people had sound systems. You had different variations of people. You had the guys that just carried the equipment because they want to get into the
Yeah.
party for free. They don't know nothing but carry the equipment, wrap the wires. That's all they know. But then you might have had, out of 5 guys, you might have had one that was interested and say, hey, you know what? I want to learn. So then that guy started learning. And somewhere along the line, things got like a secret society that, only certain people can know. Now, the engineers are the best. I don't consider myself a top engineer. I can engineer, but I don't consider myself the best. But I know how to get around my sound system. I know how to turn things and whatever. And it's a learning experience. Anytime anybody thinks that they don't have to learn anymore, then you fail. You fail because this technology changes every day.
Yep. 100%.
Every day. So now what we have over here, and it's actually new to me because down where I'm from, everybody that owned the system, they engineered their own system. But keeping it real, once I got out in the world and I started listening to different genders of music, I started listening to different genders of music, I started noticing that the sound was different. So now my chase is now, because now it woke me up, because down here in Philly, I was beating all the battles. I was winning all the battles. Nobody can beat me, but it was about loud. It wasn't about clarity. It was just about who can get the loudest. And I was able to do that with no problem. Yeah. So now I'm learning clarity. And my man Selector Black was the one that turned around and told me when I went out to Philly that time with Dap and Sean and all the other cats down there. They said, you did good, but your sound system is not musical because it was loud. Yeah. So now I'm learning the musical side of things, and I'm trying to learn how to play things where it comes together. Right. So going back around to what you were saying, your people, you have sound owners that don't know how to engineer their own system, so they bring guys in. And when they bring the guys in, the guys come in and they make it sound musical and make it sound the best that it can sound. The only problem with that is I think that every person that owns a system should know how to at least go into their equipment and make an adjustment, because everywhere you go is not going to be the same. Every building you go in, you're going to have cancellation here and there. Like here in the house, I could take my speaker and put it out in the middle of the floor and it'll cut your head off. But I turn around and put it up against the wall, facing outward, and the wall is like facing the same way, half the sound disappears because it's cancellation. And a lot of people don't understand the cancellation thing. So, but we turn around and we do some of the similar things, but you have the argument analog versus digital. And I can say, just listening to you, I can turn around and I can say that the analog has a sound to it that's natural. Digital, if you go too hard with a digital, it'll let you know, and you'll hear a sound that's not totally like what you wanted. So so far, just playing around with it, I'm still messing around with it, but so far with digital, when you turn around and you get all the balances right, and you got to really get it right, it comes together. It comes together, and you got a complete sound. But the analog does give you a warm sound, but here's where we can argue this fact all day long, and they say, well, analog versus da-da-da. If you turn around and you go anywhere in your process and you have a digital, it can go down to the amp, and your amp is digital. You don't have analog no more. You have digital. The amp is the last thing in the thing, and if it's a digital amp, then you're digital. That's just it. So what I think that people should start trying to do is, I think that they should turn around, get this out of here. What they should try to do is they should try to learn how to incorporate digital, learn it, because eventually you're going to run out of analog pieces. You're going to run out. You're going to run out of analog pieces, and you're going to be stuck. So why not learn the best of both worlds? And what I've been doing is I'll take an analog piece versus a digital piece and put them side by side. I'll listen to it, and I'll get that analog to sound as close as I can to that digital sound. And here's the secret, right? And here's the secret. If you turn around and you get a sound as close as possible. Most people make their mistake. They start EQing everything before they got the sound to sound good. Get the sound to sound good first. Without no EQ, leave it flat. Leave everything flat. Don't boost nothing.
Flat. Do it
Everything flat.
flat.
Everything flat. Now, when you turn around and leave it flat and you get it sounding good flat, you only have to use this much EQ to make it
Yeah.
spark. And
Yeah.
that's it. Digital don't need a lot.
That's it. You're going clear. You're going clear. And this was another thing I found, years ago, but like people still do it is they use their EQ, and I'll show you an EQ in a second, but they use their EQ to the point where that is way, way over the top. I mean, if you're telling me you need more than +7, +8, +9 dB on an EQ on each band, then something definitely wrong somewhere, And I see a lot of guys, and I learn. Obviously, you learn as you go, but I learn to decrease instead of increase.
Exactly. Like they don't know that. See, most people, their minds are fooled. When you see over here and you see a guy and he's boosting the frequency, he makes a frowny face on the bass and a little bit of happy face on a high end. But when you boost it that high, it's no good. It's no good. You get that volume hot. Get it where it needs to be hot. Flatten the EQ. Get it hot and where it's just sounding. The naturals, the record naturally digitally mastered will play just like a band. And then once you got it there, I understand that most people want to hear some crisp highs. Then you just notch it a little bit. Just notch it, and you'll get exactly out of it.
It's like I've got certain tunes. Now, what I use as testers tunes, and there are certain songs that I know that have a lovely bass end, but if you go chase that too deep, all you're chasing is fresh air. So you're trying to get that isn't really there. Yeah. And this is where, for me, certain sounds who have it in their head that all they want to do is chase 20 hertz, 25, and in 3/4 of them, they ain't even produced with that kind of bass in them hertz, and all you're hearing is because it isn't there, And I've listened to certain sounds that have wonderful speakers, lovely amplifiers, but then when you listen to the signal that's going into that, no, it shouldn't be sounding like that whatsoever, you know what I mean? And none of us is perfect, but if you're going to spend a whole heap of money, do it correctly, that is it. That's the way.
So show us the other piece that you got there. Show us.
That's what I was just about to do. Give me a second, because I want to show you this other piece right here. Right. All right. Let me turn this camera there and see. Give me a second. Right. Let me get this up. Right. I've got all this wired up and everything, and now it's all in the wrong. All in the wrong order. Right. Just let me unhook it, and I'll just show people that, because a lot of people have already seen it anyway. So what we'll do, I'll take that out from there. Right, and big up everybody in the sound system community who is watching and listening and supporting myself and Mr. Fred Tate as well, because as you know, we don't get paid for these things. We do these things for you people to, listen and teach us and let us know, because we don't know everything at all. We're just here to spread the vibe and thing, you know what I mean? This is what it's about. Okay, right, let's have a look at this one. Right, what we have here, as you can see, for those who can see it, this unit here is the APS EQ. Right, I'm going to bring this down a little as you can see, is the kill switches here. Now, each, you can't really see it. I'll try and do it as best I can. Each band is a 16 band EQ controlled by knobs. Each band is from 0 to 10. It's not minus 12 and plus 12. It's from 0 to 10. So when a signal is gone, it's completely gone. They are done into groups, as in tops, mid-high, mid-low, kick, and the subsection has a group of 4. Each group has a kill switch. And as I said, the knobs go from 0 to 10. It is not minus and plus. So when it's gone, it's gone. Now, the thing about this unit is you can also use this as a crossover, where you will, at the back, you have stereo outputs.
Okay.
But if you flick this at the back, the treble, the high mid, the low mid, and the kick section will play from one output. And then you have a complete sub output on its own, which will just run from 20 hertz to 80 hertz, straightforward.
Okay.
And that runs nothing sub signal in mono. Yeah. So
they say they need some light on it so they can see it better.
Yeah. Hang on. Let me turn my front. You know what? Yeah. Let me do it. Let me do it properly. We're gonna do this. There we go. Okay. I didn't realize it was that dark. when you used to being in the house that's that dark, you know. So hold tight. Right. Okay. Let me show people again. Okay. Right. Let's get this correct. Now, if you have a look from this angle, you can see what I'm doing right here.
Well, wait a minute. Before you start, look, do this. Turn it on. Let's play it. They seen what you were doing. Now they want to see it.
Right. Okay. I'm got the music running through both. So what I'm going to do is run this full, and then I'm going to use these as the kill switches from through here, because this is actually running into this unit. That's how I've got it set up at the moment. So let me just find where I put the music. Oh, I'm getting lost. Sunday. Right, okay, I'm lost again. I've lost myself again. Right. So basically, what that unit does, the EQ, as I said, you can either
Hear you no more. Because I can't hear you no more. Hey, if anybody can hear me, say something. Let me know y'all can hear me. Yeah, I don't know why he went mute. Yeah, I don't know why he went. I think he might have hit the mute button by mistake. All right, we give him a couple of minutes to turn back around. Yeah, his mic went out. Okay. Thanks, sir. Thanks, Stuart. All right. All right. So we're gonna. I'll keep him going, and we'll mess around over here a little bit. Let's spin it around. The pieces that were supposed to be here, and they're not here. Mess around with this. Let's go out of here because this is not gonna let me see what I want to see. Where am I at? I'm here in the TF rat. This is the TF rat. All right. Let's go to this is a PV 4800 that we just use just funs and giggles and all the stuff like that there. So let me see. I don't know. I think I can't touch this. It won't let me do. There you go. I don't know why it won't go down. Put my other hand over here. And that flatten that back out. We talked about the crossover. Hold on. Let's see. Let me can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. Can't. No sound. No. We got no sound. Can't hear you at all. Megaforce Productions is my sound name. Yeah, we can't hear you. Yeah, I think you might have hit the microphone at the bottom where it said you got it muted. So it's the microphone at the very bottom. Let me see. 2. Two. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. All right, I can hear me, but I can't hear him. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. 2. All right, I can hear me, but I can't hear him. I can hear you now.
Wow.
I can hear you.
Wow.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Right. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
Right. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Right. Okay. Let's try it from this one. See if it works from this one. Okay. I can hear you now.
Yep.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Right. I'm gonna use this one to speak because I think something happened on that one. I'm not sure what. I'm not sure. So.
Doomsday. What's going on, Doomsday?
Anyway, see, that's technology for you. See the phone's falling all over. That's the other one. That's the other one. Anyway, right. Okay. Right. As I was saying, that was the APS EQ.
So we lost you when we got to the EQ. That's when we lost you.
Oh, I see. Well, you didn't see none of that.
We seen it, but we couldn't hear it.
Oh, I see. Oh, I see. Okay. Right. Okay. Let me see if you're hearing me through this one. Right. You can.
Well, I can hear you clear. I can hear you clear now. So
what I'll do, I'll see if I can do that again. And which one? Is it this one or this one? You'll see me.
The one you was using, that's the one we can see you with, and I guess the other one is the one we can hear you with.
Right. Let me see if I can get this so you can see it. Right, can you see the unit?
Bring it down a little bit.
Right, can you see it?
Not that good.
Right, let me get it a bit closer.
Right there.
Right, almost there. That's the one.
Now move it over to the right just a little bit.
There?
A little bit more. All right, that's good enough. That's good enough.
Yep. Okay. Right, for each group, right, that's your mid-range. Each group has a kill switch. Right, let me rewind that tune and we'll do that again. Right. Each group has a kill switch basically. Right, as you didn't hear me, you have your treble, your high mid, low mid, upper bass, sub bass. 5 groups, 16 bands, each controlled by a knob from 0 to 10. So when everything's gone, it's gone. Not a minus and plus, it's a 0 to 10 for all groups. And each group has a kill switch. Very basic, very simple, but so very clean, very clean. heard that one there?
I heard that one.
Right, just a second. Oh my days, I've done it again. Right. Right, let me put that. That's because that thing keeps coming out. Right, can you still hear me?
I hear you. All right, so now we're gonna do this side of the tracks, and what I'm gonna do is, so everybody will know. Let me turn it around. All right, so he did the analog of their side. We're gonna do the digital on this side. So you got your blue is your highs. This is your high mid, and this is your low. Let me see. Is something missing out of there? What's missing? 1, 2, 3. I don't see 5.
Right. Okay.
6, 5. All right, there go 5 right there. All right, so just so people know, the blue is the highs. This is your high mid, so to speak. This stretch right here is your low mid, because I'm just giving it some body in the top, and then this going to be your sub, which is a low mid cabinet playing the sub right now.
Right.
I'm reading something. All right, so now we're gonna play. Hold on, let's go back. We'll play a song, and we're going to do what I'm going to do just for funs and giggles. I'm going to take stuff out. So I'm going to start with taking everything out. So this is the EQ. It's off. That's on. So that's just for funs and giggle. We're going to play a song. This is off now. This is the crossover of the EQ with a dash. Now I'm gonna go back and start the song again. I'm gonna turn the EQ off and go back in that song again. And the low mids is off. That's just the top playing by itself. Now we're gonna bring the subs in. Now, just so you'll know, I'm gonna start from the beginning, turn everything down. Just so you know, this is what's playing the tops. This is the Watsy 4400. That's the only thing playing the tops. All right. Mixer crossover. I gotta have a crossover because I'm passive. So I'm using the PV crossover right now, and I got this one right here. This is just for the tops. Now this is right here. I got this one on the subs, which is a low mid cabinet. It's a low mid cabinet, but I'm using it for subs. So it's not gonna put out that heavy bass that you would like to hear, but it's gonna give you enough. So start the song again, and we're gonna go. So now you got your digital, and what I did just play this song the way the song was digitally mastered. That's all I did. Now every song is going to be different, and that's what people need to understand. So let's change the song. Let me see where I want to go. Let's go here. All right. This crossover being used right here. So now you can tell the difference in the song. Nothing wrong with the song, but it was just mastered differently. So the first one I played, it sounded like they had a band right there in front of you. This one
Yeah.
sounded like it was recorded and pre-recorded, re-recorded, and it takes every time you record something over and over again, it takes the quality from it. Nothing wrong with the
Yeah.
song. It's just you can hear the difference in the quality of the two songs. So that's the reason why when Father Chalk was saying, let me spin back around. What Father Chalk was saying was that they like to go on the fly, and one song might sound one way, then they'll turn around and another song come in. He said, "Oh, this one needs a little bit more high," so he turned around and turned the highs in there. We'll just turn around and set it and forget it, unless it's just something that we need to come out of that song. Then we might go down to our Richter scale and dial it up a little bit, or our exciter and add a little bit more reverb and stuff in it like that there. So that's just how our different genders, our different cultures do things different. I'm from the American side, and Father Child. What are you, Father Child? I never knew. Can you hear me?
Well, as in
okay.
What? Yeah, yeah. Say that again. I didn't quite catch that last piece.
I'm from the American side. What nationality are you?
Well, I'm English, but my parents and everybody from Dominica, so from the West Indies.
Okay. So a lot of people, for some reason, I don't know why, they thought I was Jamaican. I'm like, where do you get that from? The things that I wish I knew now, I wish I was from Jamaica, because right now, a lot of stuff that I'm learning that you guys been known about for years, I'm just learning because, on the American side, we just played American music for the most part. So, I'm learning a lot of stuff, a lot of new music.
When you say that, Fred, I mean, I've been watching you guys over there for quite a while now, quite a few years, and the Americans, there's some big systems over there in different parts of America, just like over in the UK. Some are quiet, some aren't. But there's a lot of different ways, of playing music, a lot of different ways. And I noticed that in certain parts of America, as you said, they love it loud. That is their thing. They love it loud. And then you do have other sides of America who have got quality in mind, and then you've got those who can mix and blend both. So, I've watched yourself for many years anyway. Yeah, I mean, you is one of them who gave me the inspiration to come and start to do this.
Thank you, sir.
Truthfully.
Thank you, sir.
When you started years ago, you know what I mean? Yourself and Sean as well, Jay Venom, between the two of you start do these things, you know what I mean? And it was because the two of you was showing certain things to certain people and trying to help them along. And I just thought to myself, yeah, we could do with more of that type of thing in the sound community. And for me, there's a lot of people who know a lot of things, and there's a lot of people who haven't got time to share it. But then you've got a lot of people about Fred who just don't want to, and who are stuck in their own ways, whether they're old or young. Let's get that out the window first. Yeah, that it's not about an age. There are some older people out there of the older generation who are stuck in their ways, but there's some younger people out there who are stuck in their ways, bad mind, who instead of sharing and teaching and helping each other, you know what I mean, just want to go on a way. I am the best, I have got the biggest, I know the most, you can't tell me nothing, them kind of attitude, and for me, the way I love sound system and everything, Fred, that attitude just doesn't work, it doesn't work for me at all, and I big up yourself, Leafham as well, over here in the UK, Tipper Audio. There's a few sounds over here, who just go along and they do what they do and they help and and keep the culture rolling. So this is what it's about. You might have the biggest sound in the world, and I'm a man, as you know. I know you use it.
I hear you. I enjoyed it. I hear you though.
And I've only got a small time, but I do what I do because I love what I do, and I don't need to have the biggest or the shine or the best to do them things, you know.
Okay, I'm back.
Right. Okay.
So
Right.
again, all right. So what I want to show everybody, just in case y'all don't know, this is Father Chalk. This is his page. Go on his page, hit like. He talks a lot about audio. He's just like me. He's all over the place. He's in the UK and England, so you can ask him questions. He's on WhatsApp. He's very useful, very helpful. He's always teaching. You're always learning. So go to his page and like it. And this video right here, if it's still there, let me see. This video right here. Go to this video. I promise you, you're going to like this video. Go to that one and you're going to see a blue case and a black case. And you got to listen to it on the sound system. It's a what is it? PV bottoms, right? Father John, that's PV bottoms? That's PV bottoms?
What we was using?
Yeah. That day out in the field.
Oh, no. They're Tom, and they're the Tom double 12s. They're the nasty boxes.
Okay, listen, them boxes is bananas. Go to this video right here and listen to this video on Father Chalk's page. And I promise you, you ain't gonna go wrong. And then another gentleman right there, you follow him, he's very informational as well. He's always sharing information and stuff.
Correct, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So turn around and follow the page. Let's go back there so y'all know what's what and who's who. Definitely go to the page. My man Stephen Craig came in. He brought us some toys. Let's see what he done brought us. Oh, you ain't got to open the box. They ain't got to do all that. You ain't got to do all that.
All right. Yes.
Just show me the front. Yeah, we got some new toys in the building. So we're gonna be in here playing around with the stuff. That's Yamaha DM3.
Look at this one. Look, the man doesn't stop,
Oh yeah, we do what we do now. We definitely do what we do. So all right. So look, we've been on here for longer than we need to be, and we want people to turn around and do what they got to do, and we got to get ready for some things later on tonight. Todd Chapel is over here.
Everything, isn't it? So yeah. You go and do your thing, and I want to big up all those who logged in. Thank you very much. A bit of an education. We didn't go as deep. We've still yet to talk about amplifiers and speakers. So me and Fred will be doing a next one. We'll get together and do a next one, and go a bit deeper. Chat about a few other pieces. But this is just introduction to bring the USA and the UK together and get others in from across the world, so that we can chat things. And I want people to start messaging. Yeah, don't be afraid to ask questions, because next time I do it correctly, so I will be able to see. We'll be able to answer all things and blah blah. Because this is here for some education to help people. Yeah, and I want people to meet, because every day is a learning day, and I don't know. So you teach me, I teach you. It's as simple as that.
And I wanna also thank everybody. And when I finish conversating, I'll play the exit music, and we out, and we do what we got to do. So I want to thank everybody for coming on the page. The page has really took off. I don't do it for money. I do it for education. I do it so we can all learn together, because the sound culture was dying. And I say was because now it's starting to pick back up. We got guys that were hiding in the cut, that wasn't playing their music because, they didn't want nobody laughing at them, and they didn't know what they were doing, whatever. And they reached out to me and said, thank you. You made me want to come out and play my music and stuff like that. So, if you're in the cut, bring it out. It don't matter if you got 2 speakers. Bring it out. I started with 2 speakers, a Cern Vega that was supposed to be a double 15 and a horn, and I didn't have no speakers in it. I went down to the store and got whatever I could afford, and I brought these little cheap $30 speakers, 15 inches, and I put them in there. And I don't want to say it this way, but I keep it 100 with you. I climbed up on a pole. It had a loud horn on the pole, and I took that round loud hole, that round horn that was a PA speaker for announcements, and put it in my cabinet. Took 2 screws and screwed it in a square hole, and I got it to play for about 10 minutes, and then blew it because I didn't know nothing about what I was doing. And I turned around, and I that was my first speaker cabinet. You know, and over the course of years, the stuff that you see was just knowledge, just knowledge, just knowledge. Don't turn around and think it. Turning around, don't turn around and think, because I got racks like this, and then I got the washi rack that it came from over time. It didn't just come like out of nowhere. It came from over time. So, you know, we turn around and we're here to teach. And let me say this to any sound engineer that's out there. The stuff that we teach, they'll never learn everything that you know. It takes you years and years and years to learn the stuff that you know. It's not to put anybody out of business. If the sound engineer that did your system is in China and you're at a gig right then and there, he can't help you. So you got to at least know something about your system so you can turn something. You got to know something. You ain't going to know everything. You ain't going to learn everything. I don't know everything. Father don't know everything. You got to turn around and got to know something about your system. Even if it's a simple EQ and you can turn something down, you got to know something about your system. So at the end of the day, the reason why we're talking the way we're talking and we're sharing the way that we're sharing is because now you turn around and you sit back and you'll at least understand how your system works. So with that being said, we're going to go out with a rhythm here.
Play
and
USA.
I want to push y'all up. Father, thanks again for having me.
Thank you very much, Fred. Thank you very much for coming, yeah? Peace out. Bless you. Keaty Brandy, all those who tuned in today, thank you very, very much. It was an honor and a pleasure. That was the Sunday Sound Systems chatting, the first ones. And Fred Tate from the USA joined me there. We'll be having more of these where we'll be bringing people on. We'll be doing another one soon, next few weeks, on Monday, when people can come in and just sit and chill, and we'll chat and we'll answer questions. I'm going to go back after the video's finished and have a look at a few of the comments and see what I can answer. But I'm going to go and cook family dinner first. Cook for the family first, keep them sweet, and then I'll look at everything. Look out for Put the Needle on the Record on the 9th of March, down there at the Hare and Hounds in Greenford. Myself, DJ King.